If you don't like Will Smith, I don't fucking like you. How about that?
I agree.
Unsub from my fucking channel if you don't like Will Smith, bitch. How about that?
Good luck.
What's up, YouTube? Back at you with another video. I got my brother here.
The most charismatic man in entertainment, aka the Prince of Fresh Air. How you doing, man?
All good, man. So pretty much we got another situation involving the greatest of all time, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. And essentially what's going on apparently is that she had a recent Red Table Talk. And it says on Wednesday's episode of her Candid Talk show, Red Table Talk, Jada, accompanied by her mom, Adrienne Banfield Norris, and guest star Gwyneth Paltrow, discussed the uncomfortable importance of communication when it comes to sex and pleasure. It says, after Gwyneth revealed that she's having the best sex of her life as a newlywed, Jada made a stark comparison in light of her own 26-year-long relationship with Will. She says, it's hard. The thing Will and I talk about a lot is the journey. We started in this at a very young age, 22 years old, Jada said. That's why the accountability part really hit for me, because I think you expect your partner to know what you need, especially when it comes to sex. It's like, well, if you love me, you should know. If you love me, you should read my mind and blah, 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 blah. Now, her saying that pretty much opened the door for a shitstorm of people, both public figures and randoms and coons to make comments about their relationship. Now, this is something that I said last summer, and I will say this again, and I will say this until the day that I die. No Will Smith slander will be tolerated in my presence, period. If I see that shit, I'm stamping it out. Now, before I get your thoughts, I'm just going to pretty much give my immediate reaction to this shit.
All right, go ahead.
When will this get old, right? I feel that everybody who finds this shit entertaining, which is the only reason why people are even talking about this shit in the capacity that they're talking about it, which is in a humorous way. The only reason why they're talking about it is because it's humorous. Now, had the shoe been on the other foot, people don't want other people talking about their business. So why talk about theirs? Now, granted, I didn't see the Red Table Talk episode myself, but she responded to the backlash and she clarified her statements, which she's Will Smith's wife. I will, give her the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, if she really wasn't for him, I don't think they could even really stand to be around each other if they really weren't for each other. Now, I wasn't even going to talk about this, to be honest with you, because I feel like none of this shit is anybody's business. The only reason why I'm even talking about this is because I'm coming to Will Smith's defense. I don't see a lot of people doing that shit. I see a lot of people saying, oh, Will Smith is a simp. Jada Pinkett doesn't really love him. This, that, and the third. I don't fucking agree with that. I think that this is just one way for them to kind of keep their names out, I guess, because you've heard the saying that, like, as long as people are talking about you, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, yeah. Any publicity is better than no publicity.
Exactly. So it keeps Red Table Talk hot. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, I don't think that that's the intention. But from what I see that Red Table Talk is, it's a platform where they can discuss in-depth topics. Red Table Talk is not, a show or a platform for like superficial topics. You're not going to see them talking about the weather. No, they talk about health. They talk about marriage. They talk about, childhood traumas, relationships, marriage, the concept of love, family, things that actually need to be talked about. I'm not going to vilify Jada Pinkett for talking about something that is on the minds of a lot of women out here. You know what I'm saying? I think, couples' sex lives is an issue for a lot of couples. So I think for a lot of women and maybe some men out here, it will be refreshing to see somebody that they look or that they perceive in a certain light actually talking about things that people struggle to talk about all the time. So the fact that they had an episode about that, a couple can sit back, put the episode on, and then use that as a point of reference for how they communicate about that issue that they're dealing with. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, the average person does not have the mature mindset to even comprehend what I just said, because I essentially just broke down the reasoning for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, even my favorite episode of Red Table Talk was the Father's Day episode, because I came to find out that Will had issues with his father, and I identified with that. So there was a lot of things that was discussed in that episode that I was like, man, like, wow, like just to see, Will going through that makes me feel better about the things that I've been through, right? The only reason why I even talked about this shit is because motherfucking Future, you know what I'm saying, want to come out and say, oh, because people said to him, oh, Will Smith should start hanging out with Future, because people only really know Future for memes. People don't know Future music. People know Future memes. And maybe his relationship with Lori Harvey. Nobody talk about no fucking Future. We just had, a quick take episode about why Soulja Boy is a GOAT of rap. And in that top 20, rappers that we discussed, even if we didn't finish the whole top 20, Future would not be top 20 greatest rappers of all time. That is a fact.
Correct.
Future is not even a real rapper. Like, what does Future do? Future don't do shit. And he said, in response to that meme, that he would rather hang out with Jada Pinkett than Will. And then you see a lot of other people talking shit about Will Smith. And it's like, a lot of these people who are saying shit about him, what will they be remembered for? What will Future be remembered for? And I said this on Twitter like 2 days ago. Somebody said, these cockamamie Future albums. I didn't even know what the fuck these album, names were called. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, so before I go on, what's your take on that, bro?
Here's the thing. So Gwyneth Paltrow, let me clarify them two. First of all, being a newlywed and being married for 30 plus years is way different. We all know the beginning stages of relationships. When you first get married, everybody's hopped on, adrenaline, love is pumping in the air. So to say, to compare a 30-year marriage to a newlywed marriage is kind of, nah. I think a lot of the backlash comes from not so much her comments, but it's the continuous, ever since the pandemic happened, it's been a continuous thing of her speaking about her and Will's marriage. And you don't really hear about Will Smith commenting on his marriage. And for me, look, I do agree with her. At some point, especially when you're in a marriage for this long, you should be able to know your partner's bodies and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like, first it was the August Alsina thing, right, and, a bunch of other stuff. Now this, and it just seems like a lot of people feel like she's unhappy with Will. I don't know what the state of the relationship is, because I know everybody thinks they're in an open marriage. I have no idea. But I think sometimes when you're in a marriage, some things are best left alone. Like, let's be real here. If Will Smith went on GQ magazine or something, and
he actually did. What's funny, he actually just had a recent issue of GQ magazine, and he talked a little bit about his marriage, and a lot of he addressed a lot of things that have been happening in the past year. So ironically enough, he actually did.
Did he talk about their sex life?
He didn't talk. Well, he basically was saying that that he kind of fantasized about having like a harem of women. Like, he was like, how he would have liked to have Halle Berry and, this chick and that chick, and just have multiple relationships with multiple different women. Though he touched on certain things. He's got a book that's actually coming out about in maybe like a week or so, which actually I'm going to grab, and he's going to go into more detail, in the book. But obviously he's not going to tell everything, but he's going to tell just enough to give, people a little bit of insight, because obviously there's more people that want to know more about his personal life than his creativity or his work ethic. And those people that find these certain things more interesting than what he's actually been put on this earth to do, you're not a real Will Smith fan. You're not. Like, let's just get that out there right now. You might as well unfollow Will Smith on Instagram if you are catering to a lot of the bullshit that's been happening. Like, yeah, I might have chuckled at, some of the, Tupac and Jada tweets that I saw, but outside of that, no. And then even Will Smith, he actually addressed that on The Breakfast Club last year. They asked him, like, how did you feel about, her relationship with Tupac, which everybody, is like, oh, she really loves Tupac and she's really supposed to be with him. Well, I was like, well, guess what? The nigga was here. They didn't have a serious relationship. So stop mentioning Tupac.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and it's like you said, like, when you're with somebody for a long ass time, even if you might know all the ins and outs, of your woman's body, hey, shit just might start to get old after a while. So of course, Gwyneth Paltrow gonna come out and say, yeah, you know, she's been getting, you know what I'm saying, like the best sex of her life because you just met this nigga. Everything is relatively new. And we know women like to go for the new shit. So if you're with a woman for 20 years, it's hard to keep shit interesting because 25 years, 26 years, you've done everything practically. Like what else is there left to do? But the shit you've been doing.
Right.
So my point, you know, essentially really is I feel like people find these things entertaining. And I feel like will, I don't want to say accept it. I feel like he'll tolerate it or acknowledge it to an extent because he understands that this is a different era that we're living in now. Because you got to understand, Will Smith was one of those celebrities that when you saw him, it was for his movies. You didn't see Will Smith like really out here unless it had something to do with his movies. Like if he was making an appearance, red carpet, interview, such and such. This era is different now, and it's to where he opened himself up. Now he has a YouTube channel. Will Smith has an Instagram. You know what I'm saying? So he can't be on these platforms and constantly get these stupid ass mentions and comments on his shit and not have to acknowledge it because then he'd be being fake. And anybody that knows Will Smith and when he's been making his rounds in media, he said that, you know, he's created the Will Smith persona that most people know is a character that he created in order to obtain certain things in life. In order to achieve certain goals, he had to create a character, you know what I'm saying, of himself. Or I would say caricature, but he created a persona that would help him and protect him in this era. He brought that down. And a lot of times when you see somebody and you think that they're perfect, the littlest chink in their armor, especially with Black people, the littlest slight of imperfection, people are just going to focus on that. And I think that's what it is because everybody used to say, oh, I want that Will and Jada love, yo. Like, their relationship goes, oh, they're a power couple. So now, once that perception was shattered, because for most people, perception is reality. Now people's reality is, perception of them has changed. And for most people, it's in a humorous way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm human. Yeah, I might have laughed, here and there, but I don't think it's funny when people are really like trying to insult this man's character, which I don't fucking fuck with.
Right. And I think that's just the gist of it. Like, remember how last year there was like a whole meme of Will Smith crying in one of the interviews he did with Jada. It's like, I think for some people, they just look at it, when you look at her and the August Alsina thing, and then now she's talking about how she don't feel satisfied, sexually, then it makes Will seem like a simp to a lot of people. It makes him feel like less of a man because his wife is going on national platforms talking about how he don't please her the way he used to be. But let's be real here. Like you said, when you're in a marriage for this long or any steady relationship for, 20 plus years, first of all, you get older. So you're not going to be hopping around like you were when you were 25, 30 years old. You know what I'm saying? And then second of all, some things, in my opinion, are just, unless there's a mutual understanding, some things are best left to be unheard of because we live in a society now where everybody wants to clout chase, everybody wants to put their business online, but they don't want the backlash for it. So if you don't want backlash about you speaking on your marriage, then don't speak about your marriage. So that's my only thing. Is like, if you're going to open that door, then you have to expect so many people's going to comment and have their different opinions. And then now, this is just on top of the icing for the latest thing that you're talking about with Will Smith. And for a lot of people, Will Smith is a GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. He's a god for some people.
He is. To me, he is. To a lot of these people that are saying shit, clearly they don't like him all that much. You know what I'm saying? Because it'll take a lot for me to like laugh at Will Smith and not laugh like with him. Because the shit that I laughed at, he would probably find funny. I didn't laugh at some shit that like, like he wouldn't find funny. You see what I'm saying? Like that Future shit? Fuck Future. Nigga, he wouldn't be, bro. Future's not even in the same conversation as Will Smith. And then in Jada's defense, it's not that, because I'm pretty sure they had a conversation about what was going to be discussed on a Red Table Talk before it actually aired. Because it's in his house. Like they filmed that shit in his house that he paid for. It's his house. So of course she'll come to him. That's like if when they have scripts, you know what I'm saying? Like this is a production. it's not like a Zoom meeting. Like they have crew, they got multiple cameras, they have to plan for these things. Will knows what's going on. And I'm pretty sure if I turned on the episode right now and watched it, people took her words, twisted it, and sensationalized that shit. Because that's not what the fuck she said. And let me tell you the definition of simp. Because Will Smith is not a fucking simp. For the dumbasses out there that think that shit. A simp is when you are catering to a woman that clearly, blatantly is not catering to you. That's like if, you know, I don't know, like let's say like a simp is like, oh, there's like a mud puddle on the floor and I take my fucking jacket off and I throw that shit on the fucking mud puddle just so she can walk on the shit. And never get and you never get that energy in return. That's like if, you know, you're always buying your girl gifts and shit like that and she won't give you not even an ounce of pussy. That's like a simp is you're calling your girl every day, multiple times a day, and then like you can't even ask yourself, you know, when was the last time she called you? That's a simp. That's his fucking wife.
Right.
That's his fucking wife of 26 fucking years. Will and Jada Smith, they came to an understanding a long time ago about their marriage. A long time ago. We just found out last year. But that understanding has been going on for a while. Nigga Will knew about August Alsina. And the thing is, we just don't know about probably like the 200 fucking women that Will's been with.
Right.
We just don't know about this shit. That's why people think it's because he's not, when you know, you don't have to, nigga Will Smith don't have to convince people, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? How many, you know, women he's been with? Nigga, this is Mike Lowry from Bad Boys we talking about. Will Smith was a fucking millionaire since the 80s. So why does Will Smith don't owe an explanation to motherfuckers who were just born or broke when he was a fucking millionaire back in the day? A man of actual character, a man of actual morals, a man who will be remembered for some shit. Will Smith means so much to so many people outside of acting. What the fuck does Future mean to anybody outside of fucking rap? Nothing.
Right.
Future is trash. Future is garbage. He's trash. People know this nigga for she belongs to the streets. That's it. No one cares about this nigga's music. Before you were saying how nobody's gonna be talking about Soulja Boy in 20 years. Well, guess what? Future will definitely not be talked about in 20 fucking years. That is a fact.
People don't talk about him now besides memes.
Yeah. Oh, the same guy that fucking Russell Wilson is a better dad to your son than you are. What moral ground do you stand on to talk about the next fucking man? Why? Because you bang a lot of chicks? Would you have those chicks if you didn't have any money? No. You make trash music. Nobody really fucking fucks with you. And the only reason why people fuck with you is because you're rich and you got money. Newsflash. But I bet you Will Smith was a regular guy. I can see Will Smith being a mayor or a fucking politician. Can you see Future doing anything else but working at the fucking local McDonald's or some shit?
Nope.
Oh, a fucking DJ or a music A&R or a fucking drug dealer like every other fucking black person that look just like this nigga. How many people have you met in life that look just like fucking Future? Future looked like 800 niggas that I've met since I've been born. Fuck that nigga, bro. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I just came on here to really fucking rebuttal all that other types of shit. Fucking Future, if the average person were to walk up to fucking Future and shit like that and ask for an autograph or try to talk to him and befriend him, he wouldn't fucking do it. Future would give you negative ass fucking energy. I bet you walk up to fucking Will Smith and try to befriend Will Smith, asking for an autograph, asking for advice. Will Smith will fucking do that. Literally. What was it? Name me one fucking person that motherfucking said, oh, Future changed my life outside of his fucking family who he probably supports financially. The average person is not inspired by fucking Future. You know what I'm saying? Future has never changed any motherfucking lives outside of people that are his friends or his fucking family. He does not inspire any fucking body. And if he does inspire people to do, take mollies and do fucking drugs and drink lean and shit like that. And I bet you that punk ass motherfucker doesn't even fucking do that shit. So he'll tell people to do drugs that he doesn't even probably do himself. Because if he did all the drugs as much as he raps about in his fucking videos, he'd be dead. He'd be dead. If he was really about that shit that he fucking raps about, asshole.
I don't know. You know what? It's because of, when you look at it, like, first of all, I don't really care about any celebrity's personal life because at the end of the day, people just like us, right? But I think when you look at a person like Will Smith and you have such a high expectation and you look at his marriage and how great they've been doing, and then for the last year it's been like controversy after controversy with them. Well, mostly Jada and her Red Table Talk. It's like for a lot of people, maybe they I don't think people hate Will Smith. They probably just call him out. It's like, yo, your wife out over here talking reckless, and you don't got nothing to say about this. Like
because
but like you said,
because Will Smith is doing his thing. Will Smith is working. This man works. I can barely even fathom or contemplate the work ethic of this man. Needless to say, about the amounts of women that he probably would be around. Like, I'm pretty sure they had a conversation, a mutual understanding amongst each other. Like, I'm pretty sure they probably had their issues and they probably sat down like, look, we're not going to divorce, but I think it would be best if we made certain modifications to our marriage or the relationship that we have. And it worked because look at the kids that they raised. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, motherfucking Jaden Smith and Willow, they look like they're like child prodigies. And Trey Smith looks like a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? Like a guy that you could just like talk to about some shit.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? What kids has Future produced? What has he done? Oh, you're a cool rapper. Your music is trash, whack. And any fucking body else that says some shit about Will Smith is fucking whack too. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
At the end of the day, for me,
you don't like Will Smith, I don't fucking like you. How about that?
I agree.
Unsub from my fucking channel if you don't like Will Smith, bitch. How about that? Because you're just a fucking number. Fuck all you niggas. No Will Smith's fucking slander will be tolerated. Period.
Nah, I definitely agree with you. I think at the end of the day, man, for me, it's like this. I look at it as one day when I'm famous and I got a marriage. I don't know how open I want my wife to be about, the real fine things about a marriage, the intimate details about it. I'm sure.
Let me. No, my bad. Go ahead, bro.
No, but I'm
just
sure,
fired up, man. I'm just fired up.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I'm sure they probably discussed it, and if they didn't, I'm sure he don't care. Why? Because he has the money. He could do whatever he wants, and they probably have an open marriage. And hey, it's not my choice. It's not my opinion to comment on that aspect. I think people just look at it like, damn, first August, now this shit. It's like, damn, can Will even please this woman? But like you said, if you don't know people, nobody besides, the people who know Will Smith knows exactly what's going on in that marriage. So we only getting glimpses and pieces of it. So we may not like the glimpses and pieces that we're getting, but we're not getting the full picture. So it's hard to judge Jada and Will since we don't know them personally. We only know what they want to share. And because it's a Red Table Talk, she's sharing details based off the topic, but she's not commenting on, oh yeah, we have an open marriage. I let Will smash, Margot Robbie or, a bunch of other women and I do my own thing, but we still come together at night. Who knows? That's not my place. And I really don't care because it's not my marriage. But
because my thing is that fucking what they're going through is not some shit that no one else has gone through. Everybody in a relationship has had relationship problems. And I'd be damned if somebody try to fucking poke fun at me and laugh at me for shit that I was going through with an ex-girlfriend or a shorty that I was fucking dealing with. What business is it of theirs? Like no one that's on this earth that has had, a relationship, a marriage or whatever, everybody's had fucking problems. Because if they didn't, then there will be no divorce, right?
Right.
It's that, and it's something that I said last year. It's this gladiator mentality where it's like, the reason why people were cheering and shit back in like Roman times, in fucking the Caucasus Mountains and shit, was not because they really enjoyed what they were saying. It's because they were so happy that it wasn't them getting killed by lions and shit like that in there. That's the only reason you see these people cheering on the side, because they're glad it's not them. Everybody that finds this shit entertaining, they find it entertaining because they're glad and they're happy that it's not directed at them. Why do you think people go on World Star to watch people get beat up and hit by cars and, a whole bunch of wild shit? Why? Because they're glad it is not them. Because if there was any sort of, identity involved in that or like relation to the shit, or if they can, empathize or sympathize and put themselves in that person's shoes, you wouldn't want to watch that type of shit or you wouldn't want to partake in it. Like there's like, mind you, when I go on World Star these days now, I just skim through it. I don't even watch the videos no more because I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't even want to put that shit in my fucking spirit. I don't partake in that shit. This Will Smith shit, I don't even partake in it. And the one shit that I said, I was like, yo, the only reason why people are even buying into this narrative, that Jada doesn't really love him, is because they find it entertaining. And why would something like that be entertaining to you? Like, if that was actually happening to your friend, like, would you laugh about this shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? If a nigga came up to you and was like, yo, like, man, yo, I feel like my wife don't love me no more, man. Like, and this is your wife of like 20 plus years, would you laugh at him?
Oh, nah.
What kind of asshole would you be to laugh in his face about that? Oh, man, oh, you're a simp, bro. What the fuck? So that means that just goes to show we live in a society full of fucking assholes. Trash. Like I said, the average person these days we used to be made of 98% water. The average person, right? Now, 98% trash, garbage, hot fucking trash. People shouldn't be laughing at this shit because Will Smith gave us all these movies, gave us all this knowledge, all this fucking. This is the same guy from Fresh Prince we're talking about. He gave us all of this shit. It's like Michael Jackson, right? It's like he gave us all this music. He shared all this art with the world. You know what I'm saying? And then the littlest thing comes out, and then people just turn their backs on you. So that just like, and mind you, like people wonder why there's certain celebrities that don't fuck with people. You know what I'm saying? Or why they're rude, because you don't really fuck with them. Like, let's be real. It's like one thing that one person does, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Society don't like really appreciate Will Smith the way that they say that they do. Because if that was the case, like if people were like me, shit like that wouldn't even catch steam. That episode of Red Table Talk would have just been another episode because people don't talk about all their episodes like that. No, you don't see the Father's Day episode that I mentioned go viral. That shit didn't go viral. Oh, but this one did. Why? Because of some bullshit. Some fucking bullshit. People literally go to college and pursue a higher education to find dumbass shit funny. I don't find dumbass shit funny. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna laugh with Will Smith. I'm not gonna laugh at him. Niggas talking shit about him, I'm gonna fucking say some shit. Even if not a lot of people fucking see or listen to this video, I'm gonna still say that shit any fucking way.
Yeah. No
Will Smith slander will be tolerated. Period. And if you do talk shit, laugh at this nigga, you're a fucking asshole. And I don't know why you're still on this earth. Why are you on earth right now, bro? Literally, why are you on earth? Why are you on earth right now? Motherfuckers think I be playing when I say I hate people. I hate fucking people, literally. Because of this shit, there's no fucking empathy. But God forbid some shit happen to Will Smith tomorrow, everybody would be like, oh, Will Smith, yo, he was it. Fuck that. Nigga, if I was an actor or some shit, and then I seen this shit, instead of coming out and saying, I would have defended it. I would say everything that I said right now, literally. If I was a famous actor, when I'm a famous fucking actor, I would literally come out and I'll put an Instagram story dispelling this shit. Literally. Because there's no other person, and mind you, even if Will Smith wasn't my favorite actor, I would still feel the same way. I would be like, yo, this is stupid. This is what Spike Lee would call coonery buffoonery. And I said this shit last year. And it's happening again. Like motherfuckers, like sex don't get old with motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nigga, it just happens. Oh, but because it's Will Smith, oh, he's a simp. No, he's not a fucking simp. Because I bet you, if you knew the types of women that he was busting down and shit like that, you wouldn't be saying that. But what does he have to prove to you? Not a motherfucking thing.
Right.
Fuck Future and anybody who fucking looks like him. Future look like every single fucking black person that you can find on 40 fucking 2nd Street laying on the ground in New York with his dirty ass fucking dreads and his ugly ass fucking face. Fuck that nigga.
Yeah. It's to the point where, like I said, I normally don't comment on other people's relationships, but I always say when you open yourself to the public about your personal life, which is why a lot of celebrities don't. But I'll blame Jada. She has a platform, she wants to talk about certain subjects. But
because it helps people.
Of course. But I guess some people, not everybody, I mean, some people are assholes. I'm not disagreeing with that. But I think some people also look at it like, but I think some people, especially if you're a Will Smith fan, you look at it like, damn, she just said her own husband don't satisfy in the bedroom.
But that's not even what she said.
Yeah,
this is what I'm saying.
How people are. Yeah.
People, a lie will run fucking, like we'll get so much farther because Charlamagne said this shit best. He was like, people, I'm paraphrasing. People will invest in a lie over the truth because the lie is more entertaining. Just the lie just sounds good. It makes them laugh. It makes them feel good. It gives them fucking butterflies. So they'll rather go with that, knowing damn well that's not what she said. Because I bet you when I watch this shit, I know she didn't say that. I know she didn't say that. The Red Table Talk is a great fucking platform where they discuss, mind you, because when does Beyonce or Jay-Z come out and ever say anything that people, I mean, Jay-Z probably, there are a couple of quotes that Jay-Z has said, but still, the average celebrity don't let people in and offer insight and information like Tyrese would say. Insight and information that could potentially help people. You know what I'm saying? Because most people don't want to talk about shit like that. The average person don't even want to invest in therapy. People don't talk about shit like that. They don't. And most people, they internalize these things. But here you see people with a name verbalizing, you know what I'm saying, shit that the average person does not want to talk about or won't talk about or can't talk about. For them to take her words and twist that shit to sell some fucking headlines, to get some fucking laughs, and to make niggas think that you that nigga by saying, oh, I'd rather fuck with that nigga's wife than to fuck with him. Nigga, fuck you.
Right.
Motherfucking future. Get the fuck out of here, man. What the fuck is the future? These motherfucking days. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Fuck that nigga, man. Fuck Future forever. How about that?
He belongs to the streets. No.
Fuck Future forever. Triple fucking F. Fuck that nigga, bro. Because what has he ever done? I don't know. Like, can you name me one Future song?
Besides Grammy, that's about it.
I don't need. I didn't know the motherfucker had a song called Grammy. I only know that nigga for She Belongs to the Streets. That's the only shit that I know this nigga for. I don't know him for anything else other than him and his relationships and shit like that. But you know Will Smith for his music. You know Will Smith for his television shows. You know this nigga for his movies. You know this nigga for a whole plethora of fucking things. And he about to write a book. If Future wrote a book, what would that shit be in there about? What type of drugs that you can take? How much weed you could probably smoke in a day? How much money you can spend in a jewelry fucking store? What the fuck could he talk about? What does Future ever say in his interviews? Bet you a whole bunch of nothing.
Right.
These are the people that are rich though. Literally. And how old is that nigga again? Get the fuck out of here, bro. That nigga was probably born in like the early motherfucking 80s or the late 70s or some shit like that. And then that's what you think of. Just that nigga has no place to even speak on that motherfucking shit. Even if niggas use your name and shit like that. Why? The reason why they mentioned you is because you portray yourself in that certain light. That shit made me think worse of that niggas. I didn't think shit of the motherfucker before that. So it's like now the only shit that I have to go off of is some bullshit that you said. Fuck that nigga, bro. Trash.
He belonged to the streets.
Nah, man. So that's pretty much all I really got to say about that. So I think, you know, anybody that's listening to this fucking video, if you're subscribed to this channel and you don't like Will Smith, get the fuck off my channel. Get the fuck off my fucking channel. I'll find another one. Somebody else will come back. Leave your number at the fucking door. Get the fuck out of here. See what I'm saying?
Oh, most definitely.
No Will Smith slander will be ever tolerated in my presence anywhere around me, even if it's on the fucking internet. I don't care. What's your last thoughts, bro?
Yeah, like I said, you know, people need to reserve judgment until they know the full picture. But I understand a lot of people feel bad for Will. But at the end of the day, look, it's their marriage, and whatever she wants to share, she shares. But at the end of the day, too, you also got to know that if you're going to share your public life as a celebrity, well, people are going to assume a lot of things, make their own judgments. So at the end of the day, I'm sure they're happy together. I'm sure they'll talk through it. They work through their problems, and they'll continue to be married because she's not leaving him and he's not leaving her anytime soon. But like I said, you know, mind your business sometimes. You know, let them do their thing. You know, Will Smith ain't complaining. He ain't saying nothing yet. So until he says something, Let's just assume he's on board with it, and he's letting his wife do her thing, get her own money, make her own platform, and, you know, they're happily married in my eyes.
Exactly. They came to an understanding, which is some shit that the average fucking couple can't fucking do. You got a problem with anything I fucking said? Get off my dick and fucking jump off a fucking cliff or some shit. Eat glass, drink bleach, some fucking shit. Get off Earth, because too many niggas like you are overpopulating this fucking Earth right now. Niggas like Future don't belong on Earth right now because you don't contribute anything but bullshit. Bullshit. And we need people like that off the fucking earth. How about that? How about that? And with that said, if you made it to the end of this video, if you agree with me, I fuck with you. Like, comment, subscribe, and shit like that. If you don't, if you leave a fucking dislike, fuck you. Karma will get your ass. And with that said, I will see your ass on the next fucking video.
Most definitely. She belonged to the streets.
Peace.